Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 179th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on April 11th, 2022. My name is Lucas the Writer, and I am back at it again with the new old school. I don't really know what that means, but that sounds cool. That's what I'm about.
Did you write that?
Yeah, I wrote that down.
I mean, you wrote it down. Did you come up with it?
I think so, unless I've been incepted.
The new old
Back at it
school.
again with the new old school.
Yeah. It's a fun turn of phrase.
Method Man from Wu-Tang has a song called New Old School.
But is he back at it again?
It's interesting, but that almost makes it make less sense. The new old school makes it seem like you are on the
cutting
edge of making something into old school, like cool again. Because things that are like 5 years old are cringe, but you're on that like fresh wave of like, no, this is gonna be cool again because now it's like 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
Constantly bringing back 10-year-old stuff and making it cool.
Oh, there's a like a super like shit ass country song called "Old School New Again" by Gerard Neiman.
Yeah,
no, that we're moving further away now.
Yeah, New Old School by Method Man is almost exact. There's a Toby Keith song called "Old School."
Huh. There's a movie called Old School, but yeah.
Whoop, there it is, the music video, and they claim that you can see Obama at 1 minute, which I hope isn't racist. I'll be the judge of that.
And the man who will be the judge of that is the man you should contact if you want to become the owner of a comfortably used Honda Accord, Ryan Holtz.
Be warned, there's competition. John and Martin are coming for you. They're blowing up my phone. Well, no, they haven't called back.
Prepare for a bidding war.
Yeah.
Los Angeles is a buzz. It's a hot market item.
You can't get enough.
No.
And they keep leaving notes even though the car hasn't been on any sort of for sale site or have a sign or anything.
We don't have to get too far into it, but are you just rotating it on street parking now? Is that like... Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's great. My street sweeping is done at 4 p.m. There's a reason I want to start this podcast at 4:15 because street sweeping is Monday from 2 to 4, so on this side of the street.
Oh.
And so, 4 p.m., grab the car, put it right here before everyone can... And there is a mad scramble. There's always like 5 or 6 people doing that to get the primo spots right at 4 p.m. To the point that now there's like an arms race where people will pull in at like 3:45 and then wait in their car for 15 minutes to make sure they don't get ticketed and then leave at 4 p.m. It gets progressively...
Oh my God.
I feel like it's just going to keep creeping until someone's willing to like camp out for a good like hour. Make sure they get that primo spot.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. It's great. Work from home, baby.
And then last but not least is a man who knows the unbearable weight of massive talent, Andrew Clark.
I do know what it is like to have to bear the weight of massive talent and how untenable that is. And there is only one way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Alcoholism.
This is a very...
Not alcohol consumption, not self-medication.
No.
Literal alcohol.
Not like the Keemstar thing where he's like, if you have social anxiety, all you need is like 3 sips of beer. No, fuck that shit. You need to actually drink heavily and frequently to the point where it is a problem.
Yeah. You need to form a chemical dependency.
At this point, is it fair to say that Keemstar has just made a career out of having the worst takes? Is that fair? I mean, is that a fair read?
He's like a reactionary YouTuber.
Right. But
not
as a
like,
rule,
not like a
bad.
react YouTuber. I mean like a reactionary YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
he made a career off of like peddling, like being like the middleman, peddling like bullshit YouTube drama. That's his takes have always been like just
trying to drive up beef. Yeah,
random bullshit. Like he doesn't really ever have anything meaningful to add in any of these discussions.
Okay.
He just has formed an arena and filled a niche that I guess had to exist. Like if it wasn't Keemstar, it would have been someone making drama content that then just goes into full-blown like come on my show and fight for the internet.
Yeah, Keemstar got someone shot a little bit ago, I think.
Oh, really?
I don't think he was there when they got shot, but like I think he found two YouTubers that were beefing, had like gotten into altercations before. Two like white like shitty like incel YouTubers or whatever that were also somehow beefing with each other, and like one of them had threatened to shoot the other one multiple times and said like I've got a gun, and then Keemstar brought that guy to the guy who had threatened to shoot him, like that guy's house, and like in a surprise, and got them to fight. And then like later the guy went back to the guy's house and he got shot.
Yeah, I do think I remember that, actually. That does seem to ring a bell.
How much of like the YouTube drama sphere is the same as when we were in high school? Like, is this just the same stuff, except now a lot of the people perpetuating it are pushing 40? Because that seems incredibly sad to me.
He does like Twitch drama too, and like all sorts of like anything internet personality, like people who are internet famous and enjoy being internet famous. So yeah, like there's plenty of young new blood out there that is beefing.
Okay.
Always plenty of beef to go around.
Because if somebody were to tell me that Joey Salad or whoever is still the focus of a lot of this, I'd be like, how?
Congressman Joey Salads.
What's he done since his congressional campaign?
Oh.
Probably peed in his mouth a few more times.
Yeah. I was thinking of I Fly Illini, who back in the day of Call of Duty YouTube made a video calling out Raw Instinct for just blatantly copying smaller YouTubers, like Call of Duty YouTubers' video ideas. Like just straight up, like him and like one other YouTuber would make a video, and then a week later Raw Instinct would just upload the same tip or trick or whatever, and it would, with, you know, like 10 times the views, and then you got called, and then I Fly Illini called him out, and then I think I Fly Illini, it got revealed that he was on Chatterbait doing like it was just it was a bit of a situation. Classic.
Man, can't jack off on camera. Just doing his thing.
Yeah, I don't remember. There was a lot of little nuts and bolts that was like before I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I was like a 15-year-old, like, whoa, this is hot. This is crazy stuff, man.
And that's like something I increasingly come back to, of re-examining like when we were in high school, like that mentality that we were in, that state of the world. I realize increasingly that, man, like a lot of the takes, a lot of the opinions, a lot of the experiences and viewpoints I had weren't necessarily tied to me being a teenager. That's just what a lot of people had going on in the early 2010s. And a lot of people are still like that, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Things don't change. They never do, and they never will.
A quick aside, Andrew, because I know you know. Trisha Paytas still doing stuff?
I don't know.
Come on.
I can find out pretty easily. I'm pretty sure she is, because Jade told me she's pregnant now.
Okay. No, yeah, that's all I was looking for. Yep. Okay.
Okay, maybe I am the right person to ask. I have never watched a Trisha Paytas video. I want you to know that. But Jay did show me it. Oh, sorry about that. Jay did show me a video of someone talking about Trisha Paytas recently. So I guess she recently got married, and then they went on a honeymoon, and they got one first class ticket, and then like one coach ticket. And then, like, both of them are influencers, and then they would, like, switch off. Like, one of them would go to the first class seat and, like, take some photos and shoot some videos and that kind of thing to, like, put on their content. And then they'd switch, and the other person would do it to make it look like they were both able to afford a first class ticket, which they are not.
That's the sad influencer lifestyle stuff we do not see enough of.
Yeah.
I especially living around LA now, like I see a lot of people, mostly women, who are trying very hard to like have some kind of presence on Instagram and other social media platforms, which manifests in a young woman looking very attractive in serene places, and then just a large kind of exasperated guy carrying around what looks to be 40 pounds of camera equipment on a 95-degree day.
Yeah.
But the working. It's a hustle.
And we're splitting the dough.
I hope.
Yeah. And maybe the David Dobrik types will eventually die out now that actual OG David Dobrik is kind of canceled.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that because Josh Peck is kind of like making a comeback.
Ooh.
And yeah, people were like, God, remember when he was like David Dobrik's friend?
Mm-hmm. That was the most work he was getting, was hanging out with David Dobrik.
Yeah, like that shit's gonna follow him forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a punchline, like they made fun of him.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you don't have a career anymore. And he's like, haha, I know. I used to be famous. My career never took off. That's really sad.
Jesus Christ.
It's so fucked.
And we're going to talk about plenty of fucked stuff in News of the Week. Activision Blizzard and Riot Games are requiring employees to return to offices without required masking or vaccine mandates.
COVID's over. I don't know if you guys...
Yeah. Hashtag COVID's over party.
I got told that in a work meeting the other day.
Oh, yeah? COVID is over party. We're
canceling COVID.
COVID, guys, low-key, pretty problematic.
I hear COVID's about to get me too'd.
Yeah, it's targeting minority communities. Like
COVID's kind of a groomer. You see it's like starting to affect kids more.
God damn. Yeah, sure, this tracks. This is what everyone's doing.
Why no masks and no vaccines? You know, that seems like the Kwanzaa to give people now. That seems like you do that and everyone's like, all right, fine, we're not happy about it, but at least you're giving people something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, forcing people to return to the office in the first place is going to be pretty contentious within the next year or two. I think it's all going to be pretty hashed out amongst all these companies where people have been working remotely for years now and have been maintaining or even improving productivity. So, yeah.
Right, but it's Activision Blizzard and Riot. They're two companies who are actively like, if we are not watching our employees like a hawk, they're going to unionize on us. And then, oh boy.
I feel like it'd be easier to unionize in the work, in the office.
Yeah, you're able to talk
over Zoom.
Yeah. But I don't think the people heading up these companies think that way.
We're really going to open our collaborative efforts and improve our company culture.
Oh my God.
We're collaborating on how to demand better rights and get better pay. And yeah.
We're actually trying to improve the culture of our toxic work environment.
Yeah. By getting you fired. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't lead this one off with Activision Blizzard, known for creating NFTs, is now requiring...
Creating an Activision Blizzard made the first... You know what? Sure, why not?
I didn't say inventing, I said creating.
Okay.
Creating a YouTube video does not mean that you invented the concept of YouTube videos.
I can't wait for Bobby Kotick to write an unhinged email that he then submits under another employee's name, saying that the reason they're all being forced back into the office is because they want to make sure that they're not sexually harassing each other. That they want to monitor things and say, look, we're trying to make things better, so we want to make sure you're not sexually harassing each other. And you can't wear masks because if you do, then we won't be able to see who's doing the sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And that employee he makes send that out is the co-president of one of the biggest money-making parts of the company, who they brought on specifically to dissuade the idea that they are a sexist work environment, but then deliberately paid her less than the person filling the other co-president role. And now as I am remembering this for the first time in like 3 months, the anger is filling me once more.
He forgot about how people stole and drank the breast milk that was in the fridges.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
I think you're getting a little too much internet overload, Lucas.
It's coming back.
About such great scandals.
It's coming back to me.
Lucas is like a sleeper agent that just got activated.
Yeah. Kill John Lennon.
I'm the Jason Bourne of being mad about internet stuff.
Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne about being mad at internet stuff.
We've implanted him with a secret code phrase that will, I don't know, make him like angry for a few minutes, and then he'll just calm down and move on with his life.
Lucas is going to be like on a underground train. He's going to be like in a subway in like a trench coat with a briefcase after a long day of work, reading a newspaper, and some kid across the aisle and 3 seats down is like, oh my god, did you see that Activision's releasing another Call of Duty game? And then he's gonna just start screaming in the middle of the subway.
What about the breast milk?
I was really hoping you were going to say my activation code was they stole the breast milk, but okay.
Oh my god.
That's fair.
Your code, should you choose to accept it, is they stole the breast milk.
When is that going to come up? When is that going to come up in conversation as I'm living my life? Other than this exact moment. I don't. Fuck. Okay. Speaking of stuff to get mad about, following months of public upheaval and pushes to unionize, Activision Blizzard is making more than 1,000 QA testers full-time employees with a minimum rate of $20 per hour. The Raven QA testers who arguably motivated this change will not be made full-time.
Yay, punishment.
Yeah.
Direct retaliation. Ooh.
See, guys, this is why you shouldn't unionize, because when other people try to unionize, we give you more money. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be like such a 3D, like a 4-level chess thing of being like, hey guys, if we unionize, everyone else will get to be union, but we won't. So then there's like strategically convincing the people you don't like that they should unionize.
It's just a chore calendar. It's like, all right, now it is time for custodial to threaten to unionize. Good luck, comrades.
I mean, there's a lot of people on anti-work that talk about doing batshit stuff like that. Like, they found that Home Depot does drug testing, so they drive around to every Home Depot in their local area, apply, interview, accept the position, go to get drug tested, and then like have them pay for the drug test and never show up. Like, just that's it. Like, they just make them pay for drug testing and then leave. Or yeah, like, I don't know, I applied to this Starbucks like specifically because I want to try to unionize them, and I don't give a fuck about working there, and if I get fired, that's fine, and if I don't, I'll probably quit after they unionize. Like, just fucking sleeper agents, literally.
Look, if you got the time and the means to do it, then yeah, that's hero shit. Otherwise, you are just insane. Like,
Or
it's
if,
funny. It's really funny. And I do applaud you one way or another. But
Or, maybe you're a little worried. You have a gig you actually want coming up, have to pass a drug test for that. So you, make a lap at Home Depot. Make sure you're clear there before you take the real test.
You could pay for your own drug test. It's not that crazy expensive.
Yeah, you could, or you could do it. You could be pissing on the man's time, Ryan, as you should be.
Yeah, you'll never work in this Home Depot again. No.
This Home Depot smells like piss from all the drug tests. I don't even want to work here.
I don't think they do it on site. Tell me you've never been drug tested for a job without telling me you've never been drug tested for a job.
I have never been drug tested for a job.
I've never been drug tested for a job.
Oh, I've been drug tested for 2.
The college gigs?
Yeah, I don't know. Should I talk about that? Is that a bad thing?
I mean, like,
Would I get yelled at?
do you want to
don't
get
know.
work from them again? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, both my college jobs, zipline tour guide and for what's it called? The local TV station.
Oh.
Was it
Got
random
drug
drug testing or was it like
No,
in
like,
order to
at
get
the
the job
beginning.
you had to pass a drug
Yeah.
test? Okay.
At the hiring
Okay.
process. The other there was supposed to be 2 interns in my department at the local news station, and the other one refused to take a drug test, and I was the only intern that summer.
I mean, it is wildly unethical, but also they were taking drugs, probably.
No, yeah, like that's why they didn't get the gig, is because they're probably smoking weed. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Power to them.
I do know
Yeah.
I had a friend in high school, I won't say his name, but he was working as a camp counselor. Like it was like the summer after our senior year of high school. So he was going into college and he had a drug test. It was a random drug test. And he had smoked weed the night before. And so he took the drug test, and then like when it was time for the results, he said like, "Hey, I gotta come clean before you tell me, like, I know I smoked weed. I know I'm gonna fail the drug test. I just want you to know, like, I smoked weed, but I still want to keep this job." And like, you passed. You
Yeah, you should not do
No.
that.
He's like, you definitely passed. It's like, oh. And then he's like, because you passed, I'm just gonna pretend you didn't tell me that. So
Yeah, like, and
There's no need to out yourself. If it comes to it and you choose to take the honesty route and they're like,
Yeah.
you failed, and you say, yeah, look, it was a one-time thing, smoked some weed with some friends, I guess if that's fireable, then I sincerely apologize. I'd love to continue working here. Like, I hope that my quality of work hasn't dipped. If you want to do that, sure,
Yeah.
but no, don't do that until... That's a last resort
Oh, yeah.
shit, man. That's when you got no other options.
yeah,
Drug testing. It's not good.
no.
It's not a good science at all. A lot of false positives and negatives.
I-
To the point that I bet you a lot of employers, if you were to fail a drug test, would automatically re-administer a drug test.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it could be a false positive.
It's like,
if
then
you
why are we
deny
doing
it,
this
then-
at all? I'm just
that,
Huh. Good question.
no,
That's a
that's what I
good-
mean. Like, yeah, like if you are an employer and you understand this is such an inexact science, you should not be doing it at all.
It's supposed to be like a fear-mongering thing
Yeah.
more than anything. Like, hey, don't do drugs or we'll fire you.
also, very rarely is it coming from like the direct managers who are requiring that. That was a corporate level decision. That is people who are never interacting with the people who are most affected by this policy, deciding for whatever reason we're going to do this.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that. Definitely at the zipline, that's just like a family that owns it. So
Oh,
that was definitely from them. But like the local television station, yeah, they were owned by a larger corporate conglomerate that, might have been their policy.
Look, and
But I did always think like, oh, my boss.
Yeah.
He's kind of a
Zipline,
hard ass.
Zipline, I don't know if that might be an insurance thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's one thing to do drugs on your off time, another thing to come into work high and or drunk.
that's the thing, is that like drug tests aren't testing to see if you are currently inebriated.
No,
it's to see if you have taken drugs within a certain window. Because like if you smoke weed, you'll test positive for weeks.
Yeah.
right. I meant more like a marginally higher risk activity like that. Whatever extra insurance might have to be carried by the company might require something like, and we need proof people working there aren't on drugs.
Yeah,
So,
if
people were on drugs.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, Ryan. It was
this is
a zip line in the Wisconsin. It was in the Wisconsin Dells. People were on
First of all, it
drugs.
was in the Dells. Second of all, yeah, no, it was in a zip line. All the drug tests were at the very beginning of the season. Yeah, no, there were people in the beginning of the season. Like, yeah, when people, it's like late May.
Mm-hmm.
When, yeah, what are you doing in Wisconsin where you're going out and getting wasted? And then summertime comes, the time when the parties happen. Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 4.
What about it?
It's real. It's happening. I saw an exchange on Twitter where someone was talking about it, and apparently the girl in the trailer, a lot of real fans will recognize her from a Kingdom Hearts mobile game that released in 2013, and know that because she's there, that this is Kingdom Hearts version of the afterlife, because she died, and that means Sora's dead now too. And as I was reading this, I could feel myself aging about 75 years.
Sora in therapy in this picture? Or what's the vibe they're going for?
Sora should be in therapy. Whoever owns that apartment should be in therapy, because within this absolutely not gameplay trailer for the game, this apartment that he's in is just that couch.
Oh. I see a table.
It's the quintessential dude apartment.
And a plant.
It is barren and lifeless and lacks personality, and boy, if that's just not every part of Kingdom Hearts that isn't Disney, I don't know what is.
Sora is just Leon the Professional.
Kinda. Also,
I mean,
yes,
hey, he's got an apartment that has nothing except for a couch and a plant, and he dates, I assume, very young women. He's Leon the Professional.
Listen, man, if you need to murk somebody, I think there are worse people you could ask than Sora. You know, he's taking care of it. He's unhinged. He's talking to Donald Duck and Goofy. That's not something a sane person would do.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure that the more realistic art style is the catalyst to get the now ever-expanding live-action catalog of Disney movies into the Kingdom Hearts universe. So, have fun with that, Star Wars people. Got Kingdom Hearts in your Star Wars. Yay.
You've got Kingdom Hearts in your Star Wars. You've got Star Wars in my Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
The crossover we all deserve.
But I would think about playing a video game titled either Star Hearts or Kingdom Wars. It seems like that'd be
Kingdom
up my
Wars
alley.
sounds like the shittiest mobile game that you see advertised, where like, yeah, the gameplay is just like 10 ancient soldiers go like in the same idle animation.
Kingdom
and then you tap
Wars
the screen.
on Steam.
Yeah, Kingdom Wars is real. A free-to-play 3D MMORTS with real-time siege combat.
I think it's exactly what you described.
I think that's pretty much it. I could have wrote that game.
Hey.
Damn.
Good for you, Kingdom Hearts fans. Good for you. I am not you, but good for you. Moving on to TV. SAG-AFTRA has forbade its members from working on the Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai anime, as the company behind the dub, Ocean Media, has refused to agree to pay industry minimums. That's a good look, right?
Is Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai a big name?
Yeah.
Like a big anime? Like
It's a medium name.
I've never heard of it before.
It's a popular adaptation of a very popular long-running video game franchise. It's medium big. But this would also explain why there hasn't been a dub for it so far, and I think it's on like episode 80 by now. So, yeah. And then to round out the news with some more anime nonsense. How many "this anime is popular, so therefore anime is mainstream" posts have to happen until anime is actually mainstream? I feel like we do this every 6 months, and every 6 months I feel like I'm losing my gosh dang mind.
Maybe they're not as popular as you think they are. Maybe they're not
Anime?
popular by different, like, depending on the standards that you have. Maybe they're just popular in reference to other anime. That doesn't mean they are as popular as actually popular things.
Yeah,
I'm just asking questions.
you're right.
What if anime isn't that popular at all? I'm just asking questions.
Okay, Tucker.
And the fact that this is used in reference to Attack on Titan, an anime that was
So
the
popular,
most
it had 3 final seasons.
Yeah! And also, none of those instances are more popular than when it came out in 2013. Like, what do people want? Should any artistic medium be like, yeah, the goal of making it is to be mainstream? That's what people want. Do most anime fans, is their end goal like, eventually we're gonna get anime on at 8 p.m. on CBS? That's what we're gonna do, gang. We can
The
make that
ultimate
happen.
hallmark of success.
Watch out,
Time.
Ghosts. Adventures of Die is coming for you. Like, fucking...
Not Adventures of Die.
No,
That's
apparently.
not SAG-AFTRA.
No, they'll get the
A non-union show on a broadcast network? Ooh. Ooh.
This is exhausting to me. This is more exhausting than Kingdom Hearts, that we have to keep having this conversation, and I don't even think the people who are inspiring it, the people who are writing about it, realize how just nothing of a point is being made. I don't know. Anime is going to continue to like gain increased viewership. Manga is going to continue to sell more copies. Does that mean it's mainstream? Probably not. What does mainstream even mean?
Is it growing faster than the population of the Earth? Is anime and manga gaining popularity, or is the population growing? I want answers.
That is if somebody wants to make that article, that would be genuinely interesting to me.
This might be industry secrets, but I mean, everyone knows, like, broadcast live viewership is going down with the rise of on-demand viewership and everything like that. We can literally measure how much it's going down, and sometimes you measure how well a show is doing year over year based on that baseline of like, well, the whole medium lost X viewers, so like this show lost less than the medium on average, so therefore it's actually doing pretty well. Like, so that could be anime. Like, is anime growing, or is the population of Earth growing and anime is staying stagnant or even shrinking in terms of per capita consumption?
I was really hoping you were about to say, yeah, so we took how much viewership shrank, compared that to how many people in the 65 plus demographic died, and we're actually doing pretty well.
That's going to be a part of the shrink for sure, alongside cord cutting and older people finally discovering that the internet exists. Yeah.
I don't know if it's that old people are discovering the internet. It's that the old people that never knew the internet existed still don't know what it is, and they've either died or just gotten older. And then the people that were 40 when the internet became a thing and knew what it was are now 70 years old. So they always knew what the internet was.
I'm saying like streaming video.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the last decade that's really rose to prominence. So there's still people discovering that all the time. Like they think, oh, it's so confusing. I have to type into an address bar, and now they're realizing, oh, I bought this new TV and it's just got little boxes that I can click on. I don't have to type anything. I just click a box and then I can click another box, and before you know it, I'm watching a show. Like they really got to streamline it for the old people.
It only takes me 30 seconds to find an episode of Matlock, Andrew. This shit is so fucking unreal.
Actually, weirdly enough, I think sports are the catalyst through which a lot of the older generation is finally having to grapple with this stuff. Because if you wanted to watch, I don't know, every Brewer game in the state of Wisconsin, some of that has to be on streaming. That's just how this works now.
I don't think so.
That's how my dad finally got on Bally Sports, because
but they have a channel.
Bally Sports is a cable channel.
They have a channel.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was Fox Sports.
Yeah, Bally Sports is just Fox Sports. They rebranded it because Fox has a bad name. Because Fox is associated with other stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they rebranded it to be something else. But yeah, it's just a cable channel like it always has been.
I think it was TV carriers feuding with them. It was one of those. One of them.
Your favorite. Right to DirecTV. They're thinking of dropping corncob TV from all devices. Meaning you won't be able to watch some of your favorite shows, such as Coffin Flow.
You guys see that One American News Network is suing AT&T and John Oliver because DirecTV, which is owned by AT&T, cut One American, like, is it OAN? Yeah, it's OAN. Cut them, and then they're suing AT&T for $1 billion because they, like, all of their programs apparently have like a non-disparagement agreement where they can't disparage other programs owned by the same company, which of course John Oliver talks shit about OAN all the time. So they're like, look, you broke our contract, give us $1 billion.
Hey, contracts are contracts, you know, like it's all going to play out in the legal system, but
Isn't John Oliver also threatening to release dirt about a congressperson?
All sorts of congresspeople. You guys didn't see the...
No, I totally missed that. What's
most
up?
recent episode?
All I saw was that Jon Stewart is blackmailing Congress, but I don't know any of the context.
John Oliver.
What did I say?
John Stewart.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Wrong John.
No. John Stewart would never. Come on. He's gone pretty soft in the last few years. John Oliver, his most recent episode, which came out last night, it was about data brokers, so people that collect information about internet users and distribute it to other platforms. And they always talk about like, oh no, this information is de-identified or whatever. Like but like in reality, it's pretty easy to reassign. You know so much about this person based on their internet profile that it's very easy to reassign their identity to that data. So John Oliver put in a bunch of ads that had trackers on them that data brokers, like the same type that data brokers would use, that were like super clickbaity in like a hilarious way, like, your wife leaving you, you can get relief now. Click here. And like if you click on it, then it installs trackers and you can learn a bunch of information. The best one was Ted Cruz erotic fiction, and like a silhouette of Ted Cruz, like, and it said like a heart that you could click on, and if you click on it, then again more trackers and everything like that. And then localize the ads to within a 5-mile radius of the U.S. Capitol building. And quickly found there were at least 3 people that clicked on some of those ads that were literally within the U.S. Capitol building. And it basically said, like, we could do work on, like, figuring out who these people are if we wanted to. Or you guys could, like, pass some legislation saying that, no, that's fucked up. Because he cited in specific, there was a 1989 Supreme Court nominee who must have been shot down or something, because I'd never heard of the guy, or maybe died before I was born or something, who a reporter went to a local video rental store and just asked for his video rental history, and they gave it to him. And so then, yeah, basically published all that, and it was like this whole smear. And like within weeks, Congress realized like, oh, people could do that to us too, and passed like video protection law that basically said like, yo, that stuff's protected, you can't look at that. So now that was John Oliver's whole bit, is like, we'll do the same thing. We'll try to catch people and be like, hey, we might have something on you. You want to pass some laws saying that that's fucked up, because we don't like doing this. This is the only way apparently to get through to you. Like when you realize, oh wait, I could be negatively impacted. So yeah.
That's a huge cock move. Like that is a giant Dick Haver energy move. Like to just say, I'm going to threaten Congress to reveal their personal information if they don't do a thing that will make things better for most people.
Yeah. If one of those baits was Ted Cruz erotica, I'm going to say with a high level of confidence, one of those three people is Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz. I mean, if you got an ad that said Lucas to Writer erotica,
100%.
You wouldn't click on it?
No, absolutely.
That's not even knocking Ted Cruz. That's just a human instinct. It'd be like, what the fuck is happening? And like, not only, like, it would have to be more personalized. You would just assume that, yeah, the ad got some sort of cookie that figured out your name and then served that. But no, like a silhouette of clearly you, like it would, yeah, that would be a little like, what the actual fuck? So, but yeah, it's interesting. Hopefully it works.
Fingers crossed.
Because yeah, basically the only defense of it is like, I don't have anything to hide, so I don't care that they're making billions of dollars from selling personal information. And it's like, go fuck yourself. Like, there are countless examples of like domestic violence survivors who were then stalked to their car and murdered because they just bought their online information, like their whole online profile for X amount of money from brokers. Like, yeah, it's fucked up, man.
Super.
There's people out there that need that sort of protection. It's stupid that this can be an industry. There was a great commercial that the hardest I laughed throughout the entire segment was there was a commercial for one of the data brokers that said, it was like super feel good, like to get the vibes, like jangly guitar, people like on the beach, like playing with their kids, doing all this like fun, like lighthearted stuff. And it was like, human beings are fundamentally all the same. We need 3 things: shelter, a sense of security, and the ease of buying products from advertisers. I'm like really fucked, like dystopian, like third thing that was like, what? Those are the 3?
And wait, John Oliver made that one, or
no, that was a real commercial for a real data broker that like literally. No, I laughed so hard because it parodized itself, like the fact that they legitimately believe that like, no, human beings are really all the same. They need I gotta find the exact quote, because holy shit.
If you go to any company though, that is how they talk about themselves, and then the way they talk to their employees about the work that they're doing. It's everything. It doesn't matter if you're literally selling Ginsu knives. It's you are providing an invaluable service. You know, I get calls all the time from customers saying about how I changed their life, about how this product saved them, and nothing would be the same if it wasn't for us. And you can take that and feel a sense of pride every time you sell a shit-ass blender to some old woman.
Yeah. So the company is called Epsilon.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rough. There's someone doing yoga. Let's see. This is a person. So is this. Here's another. And another. They all look and act different, but people are fundamentally the same.
Jesus.
And it's just, like a bunch of stock footage of people doing random shit. They all want respect, protection, and an easier time getting the things they need from brands. Just like... What? How? That's really funny. Like, if that was a comedy sketch, that'd be fucking A-tier writing.
And we're
like,
sure
that's
there
good
isn't
shit.
any like satire involved in this.
No, that's a real ad.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It parodizes itself. It's literally like doing a really good job of parodying the type of shit that you're talking about, Andrew, that companies get very big-headed about their corporate mission and think that, like, they're the change they need to see in the world. But I've never heard it put so succinctly to the point of utter ridiculousness.
I don't think I've ever seen a pop-up ad or a sidebar ad or anything like that on the internet, followed it, and then bought the product.
Not a sidebar, no.
No.
I've had inline advertising on social media that I've maybe bought like once in my entire life.
I have gone to like best Father's Day gift recommendations and bought something through one of those articles, one of those listicles.
Yeah, but
never...
you're looking for it. You clicked or you typed in Father's Day gift ideas or something.
Yeah.
And then found it and then bought something there.
So I don't... Maybe I'm just built different. But seems like this is a big business. So it seems like this is the future of advertising, and I just don't understand how there are people out there like, yeah, I want the algorithms to know me better. I want to buy everything that is recommended to me through the algorithm.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, they're behaving that way.
Having an easier time getting things they want from brands.
Yeah.
It's really all we need.
Mm.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's right. You know, that's pretty fundamental. Mm-hmm. That's down at the bottom of the hierarchy.
It's, what is it? Like sustenance needs, self-fulfillment needs, and then Elden Ring.
Thank you again for that gift, Andrew. I enjoyed my 94 hours with it.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Well, until the DLC comes out, then, oh boy.
Are you going to have to buy? Is it purchasable DLC?
Yeah, it's probably going to be purchasable DLC. I think From Software, like 75% of all the games they've made have had purchase DLC come out a couple months to a year after launch.
Well,
yeah.
You got your next gift lined up, Andrew.
Hey! Can you do that on PlayStation 5? Whatever.
I can just give you $20 and say, buy Elden Ring expansion with this.
Gonna write it on the back of the bill. Buy Elden Ring DLC.
Not for drugs.
It's a good Drill Bit Taylor bit. I don't know if that movie holds up, but that was a good bit in that movie.
Yeah, I do remember that actually.
Okay. Any memes?
No, I don't think I've seen any.
No.
No.
I feel like memes are dying a little bit. Or are we getting old?
Memes are dying?
Yeah. Culture is dying.
I'm seeing less and less like coherent what's the term? Ryan, you could probably articulate this better than me. But like common memes, you know, in a common meme format being shared, you know, in a contained period of time. I'm seeing less and less in that, and just more styles of memes, and usually it's shit posts. It's things that are basically incomprehensible. Just random, very specific text and strange images.
Memes are additive, and they become more culturally significant, like more bond forming as they get more and more obscure to the layperson. As someone who studied this scholastically, like literally, yeah, like as a meme gets less and less comprehensible, but if you have like insider knowledge, it's gonna hit you harder because you're gonna feel like, holy shit, I'm so connected, man. I understand this meme, even though it's fucked. So, I found the actual commercial just to confirm to you guys that it's not parody. In the first 15 seconds, they give it. No one else from John Oliver found it other than me. I'm the first one. There's no comments or anything.
Damn.
But yeah, I found the actual commercial.
Yeah, I just watched the first 15 seconds, and you're right. It is real.
So.
How are there no
I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed right now and no memes.
I'm logged in as the podcast right now. I can leave a comment.
Wait, what?
I'm logged in on the podcast's YouTube account. I could leave the very first comment on this commercial. Should I?
Do it. Get us that clout.
What are we gonna say, boys?
Does John Oliver, does his show have like a group name? Like Daddy Oliver sent me here because of Daddy Oliver or something like that?
Like what the Stan group of John Oliver fans is? Yeah. Like the Beehive sent me.
What's the name of somebody making a John Oliver fan cam?
I have no idea. What? I've watched every episode of John Oliver, and I have no idea.
Ryan Holtz sent me. Here's his IP address.
Oh, boy. Can use a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiological needs, safety needs, ease of purchasing from brand, love and belonging, esteem, self-actualization. No. We'll workshop it. We'll get a good comment.
We'll figure
and
it out.
And then everyone can go watch. It's titled Epsilon People Cloud, Marketing Built on Proof, Not Promises.
It has 1,900 views and no comments.
I wonder if they count inline advertising as a view. I don't know.
I hate it.
Good.
I hate digital commerce. I hate what.
Why are they advertising on YouTube? Like their clients aren't watching fucking YouTube videos.
Ryan, I have worked for tech companies. That is just the default. You make any kind of promotional material. You're like, yeah, put it on our Twitter, put it on our YouTube, put it on our WordPress, get it out there. Yeah. Why not?
My guess is they paid, probably not a small amount of money to have a production team make this short video and then use it for like conference presentations and things of that nature. Like they show it to clients and then they thought, I just paid $15,000 for this video. I should probably get the most out of it that I can, and they'll put it everywhere.
Yeah. But can you imagine some 15-year-old who's trying to watch Fortnite tips and tricks,
finding this,
seeing a fucking digital fucking internet data broker,
or the people behind this taking active steps to get that audience? Like, yeah, dude, just spam Fortnite in the metadata. We'll catch an algorithm. Then we'll have the next wave of douchebag entrepreneurs aware of us.
Honestly.
You think Fortnite kids are going to become douchebag entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't think there are any trust fund 9-year-olds playing Fortnite right now?
But that's not... I think that the Fortnite archetype is going to be very different from the entrepreneur...
I think there's enough people playing Fortnite that it's just like a small sample size of the future United States.
That's fair.
Like I don't think it's one particular kind of person that's playing Fortnite. I think it's just people are playing Fortnite.
It's not going to be skewed at all in any direction.
I'm sure it will.
You really think it's a representative sample?
I mean, they're going to be wealthy enough to have a piece of technology that can play it. They're going to be male, probably, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd argue probably skews pretty heavily male. And wealthy enough to afford a technology that can play Fortnite. You mean every piece of technology? Like, it's literally on everything now.
Oh, God. Is Fortnite this generation's Doom? You can run that shit on anything.
Fortnite is bigger than Doom, I think, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's not cooler.
We're not making any claims about the quality or, anything like that. But it is bigger.
Okay.
Maybe not on your timeline.
In the same way that the MCU is bigger than anime. Like, look, I'm not making any claims over what's better.
That's fair.
I thought you were about to contest that. I was waiting. I was
trying to draw
a little like.
I was trying to.
You got a little like.
I could.
Do it, Lucas. Go to bat. Go to bat.
Do I
Get
break
two
NDA and
ends,
reveal the wiki traffic of the MCU wiki?
Lucas, that's
versus
not
anime?
representative. Wiki traffic is not representative of the overall fandom.
There's only a certain kind of person that. I mean, it's like going to a rich white neighborhood and asking people on the street how they feel about certain political issues. They're overwhelmingly going to value one thing over another. That doesn't mean that it is a good survey.
You're right. And I agree with you. Like, the MCU is bigger than anime quantifiably. I'm just thinking now, if I wanted to make a bad faith argument, where would I start?
If I wanted to get in a fight right now.
Yeah.
How am I going to
Look,
do
Andrew, I'm trying to craft a lie. Stop calling me out.
If I wanted to potentially damage our friendship and jeopardize the integrity of this podcast, how would I do that?
And also maybe lose my job at the same time.
Bye.
I feel like you were going full middle school debate club mode where you're assigned a side and all you care about is winning even though you are on the objectively wrong side.
I played a board game with Jade, and it's not really a board game, it's kind of like a card game, with Jade and her friend a couple of nights ago. And it was called Quirky. We bought it at Five Below, and it is very fun. It's a game that afterwards Jade and I both thought that you specifically would really like, Ryan. And you would probably also really like it, Lucas, where one person has a card with questions on it, and they're asking those questions to another person, and that person has to answer. There is no answer written down. There is no, like, quote-unquote correct answer. But the person gives an answer, and other people can challenge it, and then they just have to argue it out and try to win an argument over what the right answer is. And then the people that aren't involved in the argument challenge, like, will then vote on who wins. And it was fun. And I think you guys would like it.
You know what? We got time to kill. Let's try this out. Andrew, give us a quirky style question for Ryan and I to fight about.
No, wait, do you have the game?
I have the game in the other room. I can go get it.
Oh, okay.
If you guys
Let's do it.
go.
This is a new segment.
Lucas,
Yeah.
I don't know. Keep the people happy.
Hello,
Keep
my
in the air.
baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. I don't know. How do I vein
What do you want to talk about with Andrew not here, Lucas? What's the issue that you knew would raise a big red flag if you talked about it, but oh shit, he's really fast.
Pneuma. Penises are getting too big, and it's a problem.
All right.
All right.
Huh.
Okay.
On to the board game.
Okay. This is a
Nothing
live
just
play of
happened.
Quirky now. That's what our podcast is about in episode 179.
Yeah, this should just be a recurring segment.
Okay, so I mean these questions vary in complexity and like just straight up ability to answer truthfully. So like first one example, which bird is an outlaw and also a superhero's sidekick? I'm asking you, Lucas.
There is an answer on the
No,
card.
no.
Oh, okay.
I think a buzzard.
And then Ryan, you would challenge if you think you have the ability to win because there is an obvious answer here.
Like a robin?
Yes.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Okay. A robin?
Yeah. And okay,
Okay.
so like that's an easy one. How many balls are used in the game 9 ball pool?
Is it for me this time?
Yeah.
9-ball pool is 10 balls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say
Okay,
10.
Lucas
Okay.
agrees.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find
Okay.
one that you guys could argue over.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of these have real answers.
I think
feel like it's fun when they're more hypothetical.
Brian and I are too similar of guys for this game. Maybe.
I won the first round. I'm 2 for 2 right now, I think.
No, okay.
Next one's for you.
I didn't have a chance to argue. Okay, that's what.
But how you argue, I think there was a right answer. I agreed with you. I was like, are we supposed to like come up with a weird random answer and then defend it to the
Yeah,
death?
so
But
the idea is that you're
just
playing
Robin, I
this game
guess.
quickly. There's a timer, and so you have a minute to get through as many questions as you can, and then you get a card for each question you answer. And then while you're answering, someone says, I challenge that one. You set it aside and you keep going, and then once the minute is done, then you have the argument.
Then you fight it out? God.
So, and some of these are just straight up like answer correctly. And then, what was another one? Like, what's something that humans have that other animals don't? And I said the ability to comprehend oneself. And then Jade challenged.
Yeah, I challenged
Yeah,
that.
no, that's wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's other animals that
Yeah.
have been known to have a sense of self.
yeah, I lost. Because we
not.
argued for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to Google? Like,
No,
there's-
You could have said
no outside
so
sources.
many. You could have said so many
I mean-
better things. A soul, guilt.
Yeah, but then the argument
No,
could
there's
just be
guilty
like,
animals.
you don't have a soul either, or animals do have a soul, that kind of thing.
like
what animals are guilty?
an enlarged prefrontal cortex that allows complex thought. Is that too like again, if I'm trying to win, like it's gonna be a little bit more boring. Gonna just go for it.
What else you got? What are some other quirky questions?
Quirky.
I'm trying to find ones that actually like could elicit a real argument.
You'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, we will.
Pop-Tarts and toaster strudel.
We will draw our lines in the sand just about anywhere.
Yeah, pants.
Tell me a 3-letter word that means nothing.
A 3-letter word that means nothing.
Oh, I have a good one. But I think it's your turn, Lucas.
And you can also like challenge if you think you have a better answer. If there's not like one correct answer, you can also still challenge and say this is better. Or like I'd say your thing doesn't actually mean what you think it is.
I guess I don't know if this question is prompting like a nonsense word or a synonym. So I'm gonna go with the latter and say dud.
Challenge. I say nil.
I think that's 4 letters.
No. Null is
No.
4 letters.
Nil is
Nil.
is
Nil. If nil is a real word, which I'm pretty sure it is, I think the definition is 0.
And then so you guys would then argue over what is a better answer.
You just willing to defend it against nil, Lucas, which literally means nothing or 0?
I think a part of something being nothing is the disappointment of nothing, and that is conveyed in the word dud. Imagine that. If you have something built up in your mind, you're going to a big event, like you're really excited about it, and then you get there and it's just nothing. Would you say it is nil, or would you say, that was a dud?
I would say that if you go into something with high expectations and something comes in below those expectations, that makes it negative. You have now surpassed nothing. You have gone past nil, and you have now achieved negative results, which is when you would call something a dud. Whereas absolute nothing, absolute nil, would be if you went to the movie theater and a movie didn't play. Like you were like, I'm excited for the Batman, and then you sat down in the seats and there was nothing on the screen. That would be nothing. That would be nil.
Yeah, but I would say that afternoon was a dud. That afternoon was
The
nothing.
afternoon was a dud. You would not say to your friends that also saw the Batman is a dud because I went to the movie theater and there wasn't a movie playing.
I disagree. I've experienced media, I've experienced a life that had just done nothing for me and referred to those instances as, that was a dud. Andrew?
I admire your tenacity in defending your position.
Both very solid, sound arguments. Very interesting arguments. I'm going to have to give this card to Ryan.
Boo!
I mean...
God, the top tens all over again.
All right. Now, Ryan, your final question. Name a historical figure so well known by one name that no player here can supply the full name of that person.
Buddha.
And then Lucas could challenge.
Good challenge. But that one, again, has an answer if Lucas challenges wrong.
Well, if he argued in a very specific way, you know, maybe he could do it.
He has to name Buddha's last name. Or full name, I guess.
No, I don't. I could offer another person. I could offer another notable figure.
Not what the question was.
I go for that. Go for that. Fuck it. Because otherwise, I don't think Lucas can name
what I would have
Buddha's
said
name.
there is that Buddha isn't a person. Buddha is like a title, basically. I
think Buddha is a person and a mythical figure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but there have been multiple Buddhas.
Yeah, so like Lucas's argument could be like Buddha is not a historical figure. Buddha is an idea.
Buddha is a historical figure. I think you guys are wrong. I think there's only been one
Buddha is historical figures. There's reincarnations of the Buddha.
I think you guys are confusing him with like the Dalai Lama. Like Buddha was a real person.
I am confusing him with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah. I'm like, Buddha was one person. I think his name was like God, what is it? Ga something?
Gautama. But I googled that, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, no, I think you're thinking of Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there you go. What would your answer be, Lucas? Because that would be more fun. Who do you think's more notable that I couldn't name their full name?
Beck.
I was gonna say I was gonna say Prince as a joke. Beck is so much funnier.
Beck is better than Buddha. Beck greater than Buddha. You're right. I can't name Beck's full name. If we're arguing who's more significant.
I don't even know if that's Beck's first name or last name.
I don't think it is.
Probably neither.
Oh wait, Beck David Hansen. Oh no, born Beck David Campbell, but Beck without a C. He was born B-E-K David Campbell.
Beak. That's Beak. I see you, Beck. You're trying to make it more streamlined. Your name is Beak.
He's American.
I definitely did not know that Beck was American.
Also, if we were actually playing this game, I think at a party or something, I think the real winner would be McLovin. And that's good. That's fine. That's good. I'm not going to overanalyze that one. You thought of McLovin on the spot.
Somewhere deep in my brain, I do know McLovin's full name.
No, but
somewhere deep in those recesses.
You might know the actual character who claims to be McLovin's full name. McLovin, the made-up ID who is a 50-year-old man born in Hawaii, does not have a full name. He is just McLovin. So
then would he not count for the answer? If he truly does not have more to the name.
You can make that argument.
Under the rules of the game,
maybe the judge would rule in your favor.
But I think the social element of the game is going to be like, we're all in our mid-20s and liked Superbad. We'll give you that one. You won us over.
But then, if I could come up with McLovin's true identity, would then I win that, even though I don't think I can at this
point. You would win the game, but you would lose the party. We would be your enemies if you went that deep into it.
There's no research allowed. There's no Googling allowed.
No, I'm about to Google, but I know somewhere deep in my brain I know that character's name. I know it's Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
The kid's name was Seth, I think.
Fogel.
Fogel, yep.
But does Fogel even have a first name?
Oh my
that
God.
does not ring a bell. I'm wrong. Interesting. Fogel Superbad. Is there a Superbad wiki?
Oh, you better believe there's a super bad wiki.
Heroes wiki.
Heroes wiki.
Just says Fogel.
I think Fogel's only got one name.
Huh.
So there you go. I mean, if I could say Fogel, then maybe, but yeah. No, I don't know that this game would be fun for me. I like to win games.
Yes. Yeah. No. This would get
it would be
intense very
hilarious.
fast.
But yeah, I imagine I would be trying to win at every turn, and it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be fun unless either everyone's trying to win or everyone is trying to have fun and be.
I don't know. We were all trying to win. Jade beat me 40-39. Like we were.
Jesus.
It was
So
close.
there you go. So then it would be fun because everyone would also be trying to win and not being funny. Unless being funny helps you win, and in that case,
Again, it's
you
up
go.
to the judge.
Watch out.
Like,
Yeah.
something that I didn't really convey is that if you challenge someone and you lose the challenge, not only do you not get their card to give you a point, you have to give up one of your own.
Oh. So this is like
to
some.
the person that you lost to,
to the
or
person
back
that you
the
lost
bank?
to. So if Lucas
Ooh.
gives an answer and I challenge him and I lose, Lucas gets the card that he would have gotten from answering the question and then also one of my cards. So you can't just challenge everything like to hope that maybe you win one of them. You have to actually try to
Be like, that was a shitty
you
answer.
you have to
Fuck you, I'm gonna
you have
win.
to challenge what you think you can win.
Yeah. You're gambling 2-1. So
I feel like I would challenge every time. I believe in myself.
the problem is that these judges are not going to be impartial, and it's going to
No,
come down to
not at all.
who's winning, who's got more cards. I don't think that people are going to be able to remove
If you can keep the
impartiality.
spirit of the game going.
That's the like good part of Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity is that it's anonymous, so it's genuine. Like the judge is picking their favorite answer. There can be a little metagaming, like there's a little room for like, I think this is the type of answer that this person would have played, but I feel like that backfires way more often than it actually works. Like way more often you end up awarding it to the wrong person because you thought you were like smarter. But yeah.
Babe, why didn't you support me in Quirky last night? Okay, this has been a long detour, but here are the breakouts. I watched Turning Red. Pretty good Pixar movie. Maybe like, yeah, top of the middle third of all Pixar movies.
Wait, top of the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's more of a bottom of the top third kind of.
That's a more sympathetic outlook, I suppose.
Huh.
I want a Pixar movie tier list now.
Right?
There's plenty of those out there.
For the Voluntary Viewing podcast.
Oh boy.
Another side quest.
Here we go, filling time.
Pixar movie tier list. Pixar movie tier. Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Tiermaker.com. It's even updated with Turning Red, which I have not seen. So I feel like some of these are going to be.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of the last couple of Pixar movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen Monsters University. I haven't seen Finding Dory. God, so many of these are going to be A tier. I'm going to have to start.
Are all of these Pixar? Are these
Yeah.
all of the Pixar movies? Are there none
Yeah.
missing from the list?
Yeah, I think these are every
Okay.
Pixar movie.
Let's make a pact to put to not rank any of the ones that you have not seen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh my dude, just so far every movie's been A tier. This is gonna be tough. I've only got a couple of S tier, but like pretty much every other movie is gonna fall A tier.
Boy.
Right?
Yeah. No,
I don't know
this is
how you're
tricky.
deciding. I'm going to show you my preliminary.
I haven't seen most of the Pixar movies. I'm now realizing. Holy shit!
Oh, holy shit, Andrew.
What?
That's fucking rough, man.
Yeah. Damn.
All right. I have not seen Turning Red, Luca, Toy Story 4, Brave, A Bug's Life, Cars 2, Good Dinosaur, Cars 3, Finding Dory, and Monsters University. But my tier list is a joke right now. I'm gonna have to do some normalization and make some fucking tough decisions because, god damn, that's rough.
I need to watch
every single
Pixar
movie
movies.
on here is a good movie.
Yeah.
No,
Every
yeah.
movie that I have ranked is a good movie. I have not.
Okay.
None of these movies that I have seen is a bad movie.
That's fair. That is. I will argue there are some bad Pixar movies.
There might be,
Yes.
but I feel like they're in the group of Monsters University, Finding Dory, Cars 2, Cars 3, The Good Dinosaur. Oh wait, I've seen A Bug's Life. I forgot about A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4, Brave, Luca, and Turning Red. I feel like those some of the bad ones must be in there because all these ones are good.
Okay.
So I'm about to make some fucking rough decisions that are going to make me sad.
I got mine set. Can I go for it while you guys finish?
I'm done too. But yeah,
Oh.
you go first.
Okay. S tier. Well, you know what? I'm starting from the bottom. That's the way to do it. D tier, Finding Dory and Cars 2.
Haven't seen either of them, so fair.
C tier, Ratatouille, Inside Out, A Bug's Life.
Ratatouille? Bro.
Inside Out.
Yeah, I can see Inside Out.
People have feelings.
Okay,
Okay,
all
fuck
of
off.
these movies have somewhat simplistic moral, like, things going on. Like, come on.
B tier, Finding Nemo, Cars, Monsters Inc. A tier, Toy Story, Turning Red. S tier, Up, The Incredibles, WALL-E, Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2 S tier. That's your favorite Toy Story.
I think so.
I think it's a lot of
Have
people.
you seen Toy Story 3? I forgot where you put that.
I have not seen Toy Story 3 or 4.
3, man.
That's fair.
If you like Toy Story 2, man, Toy Story 3.
Wait, is Toy Story? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think I've normalized my curve a
Okay.
little bit better, but I do want to specify that I think our lists aren't going to be compatible because at the end of the day, all of my movies fall between S and B tier. I would
Oh.
not put anything in my C or D tier if I didn't have to,
Right.
in order to normalize the curve.
This is
because
not-
I feel like there has to be some normalization.
This is not relative to all movies. This is specifically within the Pixar sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Pixar movies that I've seen. Because
Right.
I bet you like the Monsters Universities and the Cars 3s of the world would firmly route below these other movies and therefore, bump up other ones. But I do have it slightly top heavy. My D tier is Soul and Onward.
Okay.
Which once again, those are real B tier movies. C tier, Incredibles 2, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story 2. B tier, Inside Out, Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and Cars. A tier, Up, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, Monsters Inc., and Coco. And S tier, WALL-E and Toy Story 3.
Huh.
And I struggled with Ratatouille and Incredibles potentially bumping up to S tier. Those are very, very high A tier for me. But I feel like S tier just has to be reserved for that special something.
No, yeah.
I know you had your S tier as like the most popular tier, but damn, I don't know.
No, that's fair.
It's tough.
Andrew.
And that's an impossible cutoff between like Toy Story 3 and WALL-E and Ratatouille and Incredibles. Though I'm splitting hairs here, man.
All right, get ready to try to win some quirky cards. So D tier, I've got Finding Dory, and I think that is a legitimate D tier movie. Like it, I did not like it.
No, that was a bad film.
C tier, Cars.
Is that the only Cars you've seen?
Yeah, I've only seen.
I was like, if you've seen Cars, it's bad.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, no, I've not.
I won't fight it.
B tier, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story 3. A tier, Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., and Finding Nemo. And then S tier, The Incredibles, Coco, and Inside Out.
I'm not having too much of a strong reaction to that at all.
I'm not.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not going to fight you too much on the Cars positioning because we're one rank off at the end of the day, but also I think you ranked it lowly because of the pushback against the Car franchise as a whole, not because you didn't like that movie when you were the first Cars movie. The Cars movie that was the shit when we were 10.
It was never the shit to me. I never liked it.
Okay.
Have you guys seen all of these movies in your adulthood? Is that fair to say, or have some of these been left to based on your impressions when you were a child?
100% impressions when I was a child. I have not seen A Bug's Life in maybe 20 years.
But is that the only one? How many of these have you seen since you turned 18?
Up, The Incredibles, WALL-E, Turning Red, Finding Nemo, and Finding Dory. Everything else is childhood.
I think the only ones that I haven't seen since I was a child were Cars and A Bug's Life. And Cars was, I was 13 when that movie came out, something like that. So I think I had my opinion formed.
Yeah, same with me. Cars and A Bug's Life are the only two that I have not seen since I was a kid. I have seen all of these movies since I was an adult. I think you need to revisit Ratatouille.
Okay.
That is a very well told story, and the climax might hit you in particular a little bit harder as someone who's literally done reviewing. You've literally written articles before reviewing stuff. Anton Ego's monologue at the end of that movie is some of the best writing I've ever seen in cinema.
Oh.
And that's kind of fucked up to say, but I stand by it. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay, I will try my best to check it out again. But my impressions on Turning Red, very much enjoyed it. Fantastic story that kind of explored the space of here's what it's like to be a kid and working really hard to make your parents proud of you. But at the end of the day, if that means you don't get to do the things you want to do, is it worth it? Somebody kind of struggled with that a little bit growing up. I appreciated that. And then also the overall theme of the movie is don't kill the cringe inside of you. Kill the part of you that cringes. And I'm going to try to live like that. I'm going to try to be free.
I am cringe, but I am free.
Yeah.
Turn to cringe.
Okay, I'm not sure which one of these I'm genuinely more curious about. Andrew, how was the Uncharted movie?
The Uncharted movie was fine.
Okay.
It was. I said this to Ryan. It was better than I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be a legitimate ass movie.
Okay.
An ass movie that is legitimate, not a legitimate ass movie. And it was okay. It was an okay movie. Not good by any stretch.
I feel like what you're saying here is, I went in with dog shit expectations, and it was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it.
Okay.
Was Mel Gibson in it? Did he make a
cameo?
cameo?
No. Oh, boy. What?
Mark Wahlberg's just putting Mel Gibson in everything now. He just loves Mel Gibson.
I think I know why.
They don't share anything in common of
I guess
questionable past.
I don't know, man. You've played all the Uncharted games. Does this live up to the spirit of that? My dad played all the Uncharted games recently. Does he need to see this movie?
No, of course he doesn't need to see it. Okay. I'm a huge Uncharted fan. Those games were very important to me in when I started playing, real video games, not just whatever I could get from the used dollar section at GameStop, that kind of shit. And I'd say this movie captured the idea of Uncharted. It's ooh, there's puzzles and secret passageways and treasures and over the top, things flying around and jumping on stuff and climbing a lot. The characters don't match the characters from the game in the slightest. Not to say that Tom Holland did a bad job acting. He was fine. He was pretty corny, but he was fine. Did not seem like Nathan Drake in the slightest. Mark Wahlberg as Sully is laughable. He's not like the character Sully in any way, shape, or form, and also gives a bad performance.
Hey, I'm Sully Uncharted. I'm gonna hang out with this underage boy. We're gonna go on
Wahlberg
adventures.
plays Mark Wahlberg. He does not play Ed Sullivan or Victor Sullivan. Ed Sullivan is a different guy.
Yeah, Ed Sullivan, the variety show host.
I'm Sully. Go Celtics.
Oh my god.
9/11 would have happened differently if I was there.
Oh my god.
Go Sox.
Yeah, no, it was pretty okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I had fun.
It was pretty
I'm glad.
okay.
Ryan, what have you been checking out?
I saw the Batman yesterday.
Ooh.
Whoa.
What you think of it?
We can't talk about it yet.
Oh,
though,
because
right?
Lucas hasn't seen it.
I don't give a shit, guys.
Not gonna
Go see it in theaters. I know it comes out on HBO Max in like a week, but go
Watch
see
it
it in theaters.
HBO Max over the course of like 5 lunches.
Jesus Christ.
As the filmmaker
Oh my
intended.
god. If you do that, I'm gonna be so upset.
I feel like I'm only going to encourage Lucas if I give my take, though, so maybe I need to hold back.
Oh my god.
Look, I don't want to fanboy over this movie. I'm not gonna say it's like the greatest piece of art I've ever seen. But you should I really liked it, and you should see it in a theater. You should at least see it in one sitting.
Andrew, I heard people talk about this movie on a podcast, and I just want like a vibe check from you. Apparently one of the podcasters I was listening to, as they were like settling in to watch the movie, previews are about to come on, there was a guy in front of her reading the last chapter of Chainsaw Man on their phone as the movie was about to spin up. Is that the right double feature? Is that the emotional beats to the space you want to be in heading into this movie?
You know, I don't think it's the wrong one. I don't think it's going to detract.
Okay. In that case, I'll talk about Elden Ring for the last time in maybe a while, because I beat it. It took 94 hours, but I beat it, and I loved just about every one of those hours. I beat Godfrey, aka Horolow. He was the Elden Lord, and also the Lord of Suplex City, because halfway through the fight, he just threw away his axe, ripped off his armor, killed the weird spectral lion that was on his shoulder, and then just busted out some WWE shit. Like, he just charged right at me, picked me off of the ground, and gave me a pile driver. Just dropped me. I summoned in a friendly NPC for this game, for this fight, who's implied to be his, estranged daughter. He gave her a lariat, and then doubled back with a flying elbow.
I feel like
Wrecked
Lucas
the
had
shit.
to Google a bunch of wrestling moves before.
I know wrestling move. I half expected him to give me the chair during this fight, and I would have welcomed that.
You just start slapping his elbow.
Woo! Just doing the thing, getting the crowd worked up. Yeah. No. Good fight. I got to Melina, the undefeated swordswoman in Elden Ring. I think she's going to remain that way because I probably can't beat her. But, yeah, no. I had a moment where it was kind of like how sometimes in high school sports where things just click for a team that's outclassed, like playing a team above their division, and they just manage to compete for a little while. That happened to me. I got to the second phase of her fight once. She was a cool sword lady who, before my eyes, transformed into nothing short of the Angel of Death, and then just obliterated me in one hit. It was horrifying. It was majestic. Probably not going to be able to beat her.
I was going to say, you don't have to beat her to beat the game?
No, you do not. She is an
optional
optional super boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
So really, you're supposed to just probably grind your character to be better and then go fight her again?
Probably. But 94 hours in, I'm good. I don't need to do that.
Fuck that.
But then, yeah, I beat Radigan / Marika. Turns out they're the same person. Not sure how that totally works because they have 2 kids, but yeah, whatever. Biology. Slayed the Elden Beast, became the Elden Lord, and brought about the Age of Stars with my witch wife, Ronnie. Good ending. Good game. Might write about it. Somebody pay me to write about it. Everybody play it.
Don't give it up
You don't have
for
to
free.
beat it, but like, give it like 10, 20 hour. Beat the first 2 bosses and then figure out if it's for you or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the unbearable weight of massive talent?
I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil anything. Like I assume you guys are going to see it. Ryan already told me he's looking forward to it. Lucas, you should definitely see this movie.
Okay.
It doesn't come out for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
It doesn't come out until this
Oh,
weekend.
is it really? I thought it was
In
end of
wide
this
release.
month.
Yeah, no, you saw it a week
Yeah,
early.
I saw it
Damn.
at a festival, the Wisconsin Film Festival, this last weekend, and I loved it. And it seemed like everyone else in the theater did too. Jade loved it. I had so much fun watching this movie. I think you guys are really gonna like it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Ryan, do you have a second thing, or is Andrew digging right into Horizon updates?
No, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna talk about Horizon. We're running out of time. I'm gonna save it for next week again.
We got time.
This is becoming our God. What was his name on the SNL sketch? Bill Hader played him. Lindsey Buckingham. How and what up with that? How they would always go to Lindsey Buckingham was there, and then always not have enough time for him at the very end. And but you'll come back next week, right, Lindsey? We'll talk more next week.
Oh God, we
Yeah.
got season 3 of Barry. Start of season 3 of Barry in like 11 days. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barry, The Boys.
Fuck.
We got shit coming out.
A lot of good TV.
This podcast is going to be overtaken.
All right, if you don't want to talk about that, then I'll talk about this a little bit. Ryan, myself, and a bunch of other people that we care about went to the Academy Arts Museum on Saturday. Saw the Hayao Miyazaki exhibit. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the entire experience.
Yeah, I was underwhelmed.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, whatever.
Huh.
I don't do well with museums like that sometimes. Like, I consider myself a bit of a museum person. Like, I really
Yeah.
do enjoy museums by and large. But this one and the American History Museum at the Smithsonian were just super, like, underwhelming to me, I think, because it's like, you go in and it's like, oh, yeah, here's the thing. Like, oh, look, it's a suit that Ronald Reagan wore. Oh, look, it's a train. Oh, look, it's some pages from a Miyazaki storyboard. Oh, look, I guess, like, it's, like, cool, but it's not, like, mind-blowing, and it doesn't, like, give you a new perspective on anything. It's just like, oh, that is a thing.
I got a little bit of a new perspective from seeing some pages from Hayao Miyazaki's manga and realizing maybe this is a little mid. Maybe the paneling on this isn't great, and you know what? On some level, that's like, oh, cool. So this guy either improved this enough to become maybe the most famous person working in animation ever,
Or other people
or
did the
he
heavy
realized
lifting.
this is a weakness of his skill set and pivoted to become the greatest person working in animation ever. And that means anyone else can too, maybe.
Was it, like, mid for the time? Like, has that sort of stuff just improved over the last 40, 50 years or whatever? Like, is that at all a possibility? I don't know enough about the medium, but
Ooh,
I have no idea.
Of the Wind.
This is old shit.
Manga.
Like, that stuff's from a long time ago.
Yeah, I just want to confirm if this came out in the 70s or in the 60s.
It's like the mediums that I'm familiar with. Yeah, if you looked at something from the 60s, it would be like, yeah, that wouldn't be good by today's standards, but it's not necessarily fair to judge it by that. What do you think?
Yeah, no.
No?
Nausicaa came out like 1982, Fist of the North Star 1983, and just in terms of like paneling and motion, I think Fist of the North Star is far outclassing this, at least from what was displayed in on the exhibit. They could have chosen two less than great pages.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah,
what
that's a
good manga
possibility.
is.
Like, I don't want to be a snob, but that's
You should
a thing.
just read probably a Miyazaki manga,
Yeah.
like cover to cover. If you are a big fan of his, could just read one of those mangas. Probably wouldn't take too long, I imagine.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I saw a 1.5-minute clip of his Lupin the Third movie, and that made me really want to watch his Lupin the Third movie even more than I already wanted to. So we'll probably do that and talk about it here in the future.
Yeah, there was so much fucking just screens.
That was a
playing
part of it
clips
too. And
movies.
Motion
It's
Picture
like-
Museum, we're gonna have clips from movies, but by the end of the trip, I was a little overstimulated. I was a little like, did I just spend 4 hours watching Vine videos? Like, this is too much sensory for me, maybe.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff. That's for sure.
But at the end of the day, it was also a 4 or 5 hour time where, yeah, there were just a bunch of prompts to talk about movies with my friends who I enjoy talking about movies with. So that was neat. And then the Grove after. I got tacos from Danny Trejo's taco joint, and that was fine.
Yeah. Oh, they weren't very good.
Eh.
Yeah, you never did give a final consensus on those fish tacos and where they slotted in your quest to find the best fish tacos
Look,
in
man,
LA.
I'm begging you to try another kind of taco. I like fish tacos a lot, but there are other kinds of tacos.
I will stop when I find the best one in Los Angeles, Andrew. I've
I
made
think
this
you
very
eat
clear.
Have you really only eaten fish tacos the entire
Oh,
time?
no, absolutely
Okay.
not. I'm
I
not
was
a
gonna say,
maniac.
I'm like, I think Lucas eats other types.
Yeah.
He just only ranks the fish tacos.
Oh. The people aren't here to find out my, I don't know, shrimp taco takes. They're here for the fish
The
The
tacos.
people aren't
takes.
here at all.
Wow. Not with that attitude. Breaking kayfabe, piece of shit.
Andrew, you need to keep the impression up.
I mean,
that we have listeners.
in a vacuum, those fish tacos were fine. At their price point, there are better fish tacos out there.
Price point plays a role.
That
This is a new
definitely
development.
plays a role.
Interesting.
No, that's a factor.
Isn't that kind of wrong? That's not pure just basing it off of how good the taco is then?
I don't know. If we went by that logic, then we would all kind of say that QQ's is one of the worst places we've eaten at.
Nah, I like you.
Like-
Unironically, I like
Q-
I
QQ's
don't care
Chinese
what
food
anyone
is like
says.
perfectly fine, but for the amount that you get and how cheap it is, it's god tier food.
Yeah, but I'd put that in another category. If
Yeah.
someone asked me what is the best Chinese food in Madison,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one spot that was like really reasonable, but a 9.5 out of 10, and another spot that was like one of the most expensive Chinese places in the city, but was 10 out of 10, I would still say the 10 out of 10 one that's expensive. I would be like, that is still the best Chinese food,
Right.
regardless of price point.
But in that conversation, you would say, no, yeah, this place is the best. Really expensive, though.
Yeah.
Now you're giving a caveat.
I think you're giving a caveat if you're saying this is the best fish tacos because of the value that you get. I feel like that's a big caveat right there.
All I'm saying is
Because yeah, like it's the perfect example is my favorite burger spot is Five Guys. I love fucking Five Guys. It's my favorite every time I go. That shit is twice as expensive as In-N-Out. In-N-Out is like approaching Five Guys level of quality. It's a really fucking good burger, but it's literally half the price. So I go to In-N-Out 2 or 3 times a month. I go to Five Guys like once every couple months. Like,
what if I framed this differently? What if I said, yeah, it was pretty good. Portion's kind of small, though.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Quirky card goes to
Yeah,
Lucas.
But again,
Yeah.
wait, but once again, if he had no caveats and just said the best fish tacos in the city of LA are this spot, and then later you find out that no, he has had better fish tacos, they're just
I
way
think-
more expensive, wouldn't you be a little like, what the fuck?
I think that's part of the ranking. It's all about as the French would call it, the terroir of the situation here. Everything, it's all encompassing.
heard of this.
It all plays a part into how it turns out.
Listen, I have a whole 5-point system. Don't worry about it.
I want to know the 5 points now.
Flavor.
Okay.
Price point.
Portions.
Impact. Stomach impact. How are you feeling the next day after consuming these?
I thought impact was like their social contribution.
No,
like,
that's vibe.
Carbon footprint.
You're running out of things.
No, that's vibe. That is like
Stomach
their
impact.
emotional experience consuming these tacos. What's going on there? What's going on around you? What's going on in
The
life?
ambiance.
I don't think you should have listed how many points you judge the tacos on until you listed them out.
And then mouthfeel.
I feel like you're filling a quota here. I feel like you're filling in a quota.
Nope.
You listed 5, and then you had to find a way to get to 5.
It's a system I've always gone on. Patented. Go back to episode 6 of this podcast and you'll hear me talking about that.
I don't think you were in Chicago at that point. I don't think you had started unless you had a quest to find the best fish tacos in Wisconsin, which, ooh, that is a sad quest.
Hey, I found a fish taco
I'm going to
place
go
in
drive
Wisconsin.
3
This
and a
one's the
half
best.
hours to go to the next one.
Yeah. I found an edible fish taco in the state of Wisconsin. That is automatically the best. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's an interesting criteria. I feel like flavors do they have different weights? Or are these equally weighted categories?
No, they're not.
Okay, so like flavor might take precedent over some of the other ones.
No, by far.
Okay.
No.
Then I'm more okay with this system.
Mm-hmm.
If it was genuinely like just a out of 50 ranking and you give them out of 10 rankings in each of these categories, I'd be like, that's some fucked up weighting. Flavor's gotta be.
I might be
king
a
at the end of the
particular human being, but I'm not going to be like, oh man, these are the best fish tacos I've ever had. Vibes were off, though. 4 out of 10.
These tacos literally made me ask the chef for the recipe. That being said,
He didn't give it to me.
my stomach
so
was upset.
I felt like he was kind of rude when he said I couldn't have the fish taco recipe. 0 out of 10.
Yeah, would not go back.
I think I'll do it for this episode of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast, which will now almost certainly be titled, I Found a Fish Taco in Wisconsin. If you enjoyed what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description. If you want to support us, do so through the Anchor Podcast platform or on Patreon, where you can join the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. Email us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas DeRuyter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. Brand spanking new week ahead of us, everyone. Good luck with it.